Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin was grilled on claims that the EU plots to cut off air travel as leverage against the UK as part of a last-ditch Brexit punishment. Donald Trump's Northern Ireland envoy has claimed the EU could devastate Britain's aviation industry if Boris Johnson refuses to back down on Brexit. Mick Mulvaney said that Ireland's Foreign Minister Simon Coveney told him in a private meeting the EU could make life very difficult for the UK. Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin was pressed on these claims by Sky News host Adam Boulton. Mr. Boulton said, "One of Donald Trump's envoys has told journalists that the EU would be prepared to use cutting off air travel as leverage against the UK to try and reach an agreement over the current negotiations." Is that true? Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin denied ever hearing about the possibility of the European Union imposing restrictions on air travel to the UK. He responded, "I haven't heard that being discussed at EU Council meetings, not even on the fringes of those meetings. I have attended some key EU Brexit meetings now and my discussions with Michel Barnier. Europe is very focused on the intensive negotiations that have been underway for quite a few weeks." Earlier this week, Mr. Mulvaney revealed that he left a meeting with Mr. Coveney in September with the understanding that the EU could make life very difficult for UK airlines seeking to access the continent. Mr. Mulvaney made the extraordinary claim at an Institute of International and European Affairs (IIEA) webinar. He said that this EU threat could be imposed if Boris Johnson refuses to back down on his Brexit demands. Mr. Mulvaney explained he raised concerns with Mr. Coveney that the EU could insist on controls involving the whole island or put tremendous pressure on the Irish to do something if Britain and Ireland refuse to impose a border in a no-deal Brexit. He said Mr. Coveney told him that there's much larger, more powerful levers the Europeans could pull under those circumstances than a border across the island of Ireland. He added, the example he gave was commercial aviation, which gets to the British in some place which is a little bit closer to home, perhaps in a larger economic impact. What I took away from the meeting was that British Airways continues to want to fly from London to the continent, and if the Europeans got really, really upset, they could make life very difficult.